So y'all might be losing my job. I found out today that my company is going to be letting go another 9,000 people. So again, just for people who don't remember, I work for Amazon Web Services, or AWS for short. I'm a solutions architect. Been there a little over a year now, and I don't really know how to feel. I think I'm more annoyed by the limbo feeling because we just found out last November.
Yep.
Like so this it's an additional 9,000 on top of the 18,000 that they've already let go. So in November we found out they were letting go 10,000 people, and it was like, okay, what's going to happen here?
Right.
And then they announced right before the holidays another 8,000 people were going to get laid off. So it was like, okay, now 18,000 people can expect to lose their job in January. So you can imagine, here I am, I'm taking paternity leave. I'm off for 3 weeks.
Thought he was on
During the holidays, and I'm like, oh, am I gonna get let go before I come back? Like, by the time I get back from paternity leave, am I gonna find out that I don't have a job anymore? And yeah, so now 9,000 more people, and they're saying it might not be the last round at all. And what's more significant about this layoff is that they've targeted my organization. If people don't know, like, Amazon's like a whole bunch of different entities. So you got Amazon Prime, Amazon Warehouse, Amazon.com, and Amazon Web Services. And I work for AWS. So now in this one, they're going to be targeting AWS as one of the companies that will see some companies some layoffs and some employees lose their jobs. So of course they announced it today. It obviously
it threw them off.
It threw off everything. It's not. Like, I trust God. Like, I know that if God closes this door, then He has an amazing door open for me after it.
But we are concerned.
But there is that concern because right now it is just my job.
Right.
I'm the only one that's employed right now, and it's been a blessing to be able to be the only one employed and have that cover. But at the same time, it also kind of puts you in a spot with a weaker safety net, which we have other strings that just they're still growing.
Yeah, they're not consistent.
So they're not consistent enough
the amounts,
Yeah, to cover everything, So, knowing, how I am, like, I'm actually start thinking about the future. I start thinking about, what all can I do right now to avoid that? But I think what I want to do in this time is just like sit still.
Yeah.
When they did the last announcement, I went to kind of panic mode a little bit.
Yeah,
like, do I apply for jobs? Do I look for jobs? Or this? Like, I was like, I got to figure it out. I got to find out. We get new skills and we start learning. Which, I already was getting new skills, but I was trying to step it up to a point where I didn't know, am I going to find a job here in the next week or two?
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, you know what? Especially after watching some sermons and stuff that we've been looking at.
Right.
I'm just gonna sit still because I know that, again, if God closes His door, it's gonna work out. But I can't say I'm not concerned. I can't say that I don't feel a slight worry.
And another reason why he's saying he's gonna sit still is because he had some efforts previously, but some of those did not work out. And with the layoffs with AWS, there is like a compensation or severance package where you would get so that you have time to look for work. So It's not like you're fired and you don't get any more pay. It's, you get let go and, they, compensate you for a few months so that you can find work. So that's why he's saying he feels he should sit still because he had did some efforts prior and those things didn't pan out. So it was almost like God saying, just chill for a little bit. I'm working it out. So
right.
That was back in, a couple of weeks ago you decided to.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago I decided to
just kind of about
chill.
it.
Yeah, I said, I'm not going to be so proactive right now.
I
think that I need to pay attention first. Because what I learned is, like, I want to move when God wants me to move, Like, if He wants me to be in another company or in a business or something, like, He will make it very clear as He's done it for us in the past.
Yeah, and I think also the difference between in the past is like we about a year and a half ago we paid off all of our debt.
Yeah.
Like, we have our house, but we paid off all of our debt. So all of our consumer debt and stuff and reoccurring payments, like we sold the cars that had payments, bought cash cars. We paid off our house back then, took that money and paid off like lines of credit, credit cards, all of that.
It felt amazing.
It felt amazing. And then we were also able to fully fund our emergency fund. And so that's another reason, like, God provided that for us. So we're not like in a panic mode.
Yeah.
Because we do have our emergency fund. So
Yeah,
Dave Ramsey, those baby steps came through. And that's why we're going to be bringing, and also we're going to be bringing on a guest to continuously talk about, managing your money. He'll be on, I think, about twice a month. Once or twice a month.
It's our financial advisor, actually.
He'll be talking about money, but so I feel like we're more prepared this time than we were in the past.
Yeah.
So we have a plan. But, and also, like, as being, your wife, I just want to know, like, if y'all, like, if you're going to let them go, if y'all gonna let those employees go, just let them go so that we can like move accordingly.
Yeah, I just don't let that limbo.
It's like a limbo feeling.
It's like being in a relationship with somebody, or you've been in some situation where you've applied for a job, right? And you just want to answer either way. Like, you might want the job, but you just want them to tell you yes or no, so that you can move forward with what your next plan will be. Like that's kind of my thing. Like for me, I like to know stuff because it's not gonna hold me down for long, right? Anytime I get bad news or I get a rejection, it's just all right. Bet next plan, next move now. And that's the same way I would treat this. Like I've been laid off in the past, but that job I hated that job, so I didn't really care that much. And but at the same time, right after that happened, I landed the job with federal government, and that was double what I was making, for that company. So I know I have a history and I have experience with the fact that it always gets better.
Yeah.
It always gets better every time. But, right now the climate at my job and with my team is just very, all over the place, right? Like people are scared. People are worried, people's livelihoods. I mean, you've seen, it doesn't change the fact that there are very real stories out there. I mean, if you just look at LinkedIn of people who've been homeless now, lost their houses, been evicted. It's a very sad situation. It's a very sad situation, and it's continuing to happen. Like, my company is just one of the companies that has laid off, tens of thousands of people, and we don't know when that's going to end. We don't know when that's going to stop, right? But I think the only thing you can really do is the only security out here really is God.
Trusting God, yeah.
It's trusting God, because it's whether no job I've been in has ever been secure, no company or business of your own. Even if you work for yourself, we went through this. We were self-employed, and even there wasn't even security in being self-employed because you still were at the mercy of the economy.
For what we did.
For what we did, yeah. So, that's how we're striving now, like to find the thing for us that is recession proof. You know what I'm saying? I put quotes on that because again, God controls all. God controls everything, and what I've learned again too is just like you can't be holding on like that. Like you can't feel that. You can't be so attached because a lot of people, they put so much of their identity into
their jobs,
and then when they lose them,
they feel like they lost their identity.
Yeah,
and that was me. I worked in law enforcement for 10 years, and when I wasn't doing that anymore, I felt like I had lost myself because that's all I knew. I didn't think that I could be good at anything else, and that was a lie because I was great at being a loan signing officer, a loan signing agent. Loan signing officer. Loan signing agent. So, I think, God will flip it up or shake it up just to let you know that, hey, I put you there, I can put you somewhere else. That's not the end all be all. You can be great in anything that I put my hands on. So we are not worried. We are more so concerned because we want clarity. We want them to get us out of the limbo field so we can move accordingly. And we can't really do that because we're in limbo.
Yeah, because I'm not going prematurely. I'm not going to quit. Right. I ain't going to quit. That's mess up the bag for real, then, right? So
because what if he doesn't get laid off, and then it's like
it's not a guarantee.
It's not a guarantee, but just keep us the prayers, guys. God always pulls it through, and whether he gets laid off or not, we'll come back and share that video, and then you guys will kind of see God move.
Yeah, because I'm trying to tell you right now, I declare here, if I get laid off, y'all gonna see our lives multiply in a way.
Yeah.
Just it's gonna skyrocket, and it's gonna do that anyway. Because
you'll get to see.
But you'll see. I guarantee you will not see depressed individuals. You will see hopeful, faithful people, and that's kind of a message I want to kind of get that out for people, because I know we got a lot of people who work in tech who follow us and who watch our stuff, and if you're in a circumstance right now where you feel like I don't know what's going to happen, where my future is, like this is the time, right? And I plead with you. This is the time to solidify your relationship with God. Like, this is the time to solidify your. I'm not here to preach at you, but if you want, listen, if you want to feel peace that surpasses all understanding, because if this had happened to me 2-3 years ago,
I'd be sick.
I would be oh God,
what am I gonna do?
Lord, calling the Lord. Why God? Why God? But He has taught me, and He has taught us that He is fully in control. And that mental health stuff is very real, but a lot of it, you can resolve with a solidified relationship. You have a God-sized hole inside of you, and I want you to fill that with the right things. So if you do get laid off, don't go down a rabbit hole of just self-destruction and make your situation worse. Take a moment, mental break, look at it as like God is working. Because the positive could be, hey, I get a severance package. God can give me 2 to 6 months of pay in my job, and then give me a job a week after I got laid off. Yeah. And now I done came up, I done doubled up on my income. Like God can like work things like that.
But even if He doesn't,
and if He doesn't, He could.
Even if He doesn't, He could.
And that's all I need to know.
That's that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh yeah, in the fire with you.
In the fire.
So yeah, man, just stay encouraged. And look, I know I'm sounding positive right now. I'm still gonna be a little up and down, but yeah, keep us in your prayers.
We'll let y'all know.